Hey, I'm just gonna say this right out the gate. I started losing track of which bald black man was which bald black man in this movie. Why there was one time there was three. It was until I think Method Man joined. All right, we'll jump into it later. But there's so much. Every lead actor or every lead rapper was just bald. Like there was an agenda with this movie.
What about the pimp with
The
with the
wig
with the no the
with the
perm?
wig, the white perm.
Pimp.
No, he's not a pimp, but he looks like a pimp. The other dealer.
Big. What's his name? Big Head Rico.
Yeah, who was that?
That's the guy
Who was
from
that?
Menace to Society.
That's right.
And I never recognized him because he's wearing a wig.
Pretty sure it was a wig.
He's playing a completely different character.
He's got on
And-
like big character glasses too.
Rushmore glasses.
He's boring in Menace to Society. He's the lead character. He's kind of boring. It's like O-Dog, who's the cool one.
He's like the Nas character you're saying.
But in
All right,
this
let's
movie,
get into it because I got questions.
in this movie, he's the coolest actor, the best performance, the best character.
What movie?
No, the coolest guy is
Belly.
the Jamaican guy.
Belly, 1998, directed by Hype Williams, written by Hype Williams. He wrote and directed the movie, shot in 6 weeks, low budget. They went all out and they ran out of money. And so that's why the beginning of the movie is so much cooler than the ending of the movie.
I don't know. It's kind of
But-
cool that this movie ends. Well, yeah, this movie ends with like the FBI or whatever recruiting DMX to go on like a secret mission. And it's kind of cool to end your movie with like where he does like
Yeah,
a hit,
didn't
like a hitman level.
and wasn't the sequel to this the one where he with Jet Li and DMX? Where
No,
he
that's not
actually
a
is wor-
DMX
There
is
is a
good in
sequel.
this.
There is a
Oh, there
sequel
is?
to this movie.
No way. What's
Belly
it
This
called?
movie was a big
Underbelly?
hit. Big belly, bigger belly.
Underbelly.
Fupa.
So what's the plot? What was going? I didn't understand what was going on. It looked cool. I know it was just like oversaturated editing and stuff. Like
It's not
post-
that complicated.
no,
it-
but it looks cool visually. A lot of
Adam,
cool.
explain the plot to Ryan.
The plot is DMX and Nas are like low-level hoods that are like robbing nightclubs and stuff, and then DMX wants to get into like the drug game, and he has like a connect in Jamaica for this new type of, was it weed or they
Heroin.
were talking about heroin, yeah, but then there's smoking heroin, and DMX has to do a mission in Jamaica to get this thing, to get this deal, and then he does, and then he's got, then he's kind of goes in on the turf of another guy, this guy with a perm, and then
How
he,
dang! I didn't get any of that. I was just looking at side.
but
boob.
Nas is like, I'm out of here. Yeah, you were just like
It's
ogling
just
your
one-
roommate. Like,
I was just one eye to the left, one eye looking at the screen.
he's just complete. Dude, finally taking advantage of that lazy eye you got.
Okay, so
Not
I knew
all
it was
bad.
drugs, but I didn't understand like they made it very complex, and there was a lot of side
Well, it's not-
characters.
I don't think it's complex. It's so much that it's like episodic. It's like each half hour is a different movie.
Yes, okay, that's
And-
what it was.
For me, my favorite part is the first half hour. The first 3 scenes, honestly, are my favorite part of the movie. So we have the nightclub, the tunnel in New York City. Now, this is a real hip hop nightclub. This was the biggest, best hip hop club. And
In real life?
Rudy Giuliani shut it down, and he like fucked it all. He fucked it up for
Motherfucker.
everybody. But this
This
was the
guy.
this was the hip hop
damn.
equivalent of
Sorry, William. They should call him Rowdy Giuliani because this guy is rowdy, shutting everything down. All right, continue, William.
God, that was worth it.
they should call him Rudy Jewish Giuliani.
Whoa.
Just kidding.
They should call
But,
him Rude Giuliani.
Rude Julie. Yeah, he's rude as hell.
Let's
Shutting
see
down
what
clubs.
else.
Well, they should call him Rube.
So that
Giuliani.
club, they definitely have some. They probably
guys are
know
rude.
the owner. Apparently, they went way long on this opening location. Spent a ton of money, went completely over schedule. The producers are Artisan Entertainment. Before this, they were just selling DVDs and videos. So this was
like
going
on
to be
Venice Beach.
this was going to be their first big theatrical movie, you know. And they were hoping and like Hype Williams was making music videos, and the world of music videos is very different than the world of movies. You can like go long, there's no union.
It's like commercial directing.
Okay, that's what I said.
Money.
I was like, this is absolutely filmed by a music video director.
Of course.
That's what I was saying to my roommate and she's like, yeah.
He did
Every
all the
shot
Puff
looked like a
Daddy
music video.
videos.
He was like
Notorious-
an iconic 90s music video director.
Okay,
Him and-
all right, that makes a lot of sense.
Him and Brett Ratner did all the big, expensive rap videos.
Brett Ratner's
And-
a big, very influential figure in hip hop.
You know,
Yeah, and then what was
Hour.
the movie he did? We watched Rush Hour.
Rush Hour?
What
Yeah.
was the movie? Like, you don't know.
No, I forget Brett. I forget names, but he did that one music video where the whole room shifts, right?
What the hell are you talking about, Ryan?
He did that famous music video, and then that Brett did that music video where the whole room is like moving around while the person is standing in the middle. Missy Elliott or some shit.
You
or
talking
some
about
DJ,
Jamiroquai?
some white. Yeah.
Dude, come
Hype
on.
Williams
Some
did the
DJ?
famous. Hype
Jamiroquai.
Williams. First of all, that's Jonathan Glazer. That's the Birth
Right.
guy.
He did
The
Under
guy
the
who did
Skin.
Birth.
Sexy Beast.
And then this
Okay.
is Hype
be
Williams'
okay.
most famous video is Missy Elliott, The Rain. I can't
With the-
stand the rain.
With the trash can or
The trash bag. Yeah. But I think his best videos are the ones he did with Busta Rhymes.
My roommate also didn't know who Nas was. And she's 10 years younger than me. That's how far these generations have fallen. I was like, you don't know Nas? I like, you know Tupac, right? And she's like, yeah. You know,
Why would
Notorious
anyone know
B.I.G.?
Nas?
He's on the Mount Rushmore of hip hop. Illmatic. Illmatic is probably one of the greatest fucking rap albums to ever come out.
This
Who's
is kind
on
of
your-
Nas's.
Who's on
plight,
your Mount
though.
Rushmore?
Nas is
It's
obviously
Biggie,
one of the greatest of
Tupac,
all time.
Nate
but
Dogg, and Nas.
their crossover, people regular. He does not have mainstream crossover like
He
the way
doesn't.
the other guys do. It's kind
But
of
I
crazy.
played-
I think it's because his other albums.
My Mount
Only
Rushmore of
only
rap.
Illmatic is like
Illmatic is iconic, and
And
then
that's not a
nothing
Eminem.
can top that.
album, really.
Nothing can top that.
Eminem,
It is a main. Oh, it's not mainstream.
Vanilla
but-
Ice,
No.
Third Base,
You know how much rock you would need.
Beastie
to-
Boys.
But do you understand to make Vanilla Ice's hair on a mountain? You know how much rock you would need. That's just doesn't work. You're
hold
gonna
on.
have to
There's
do like
there's
modern.
something that those rappers all have in common, William. I don't know if you.
They got the same flow style. They rap the
They're
same.
good. They rap
Oh,
on
those
beat.
are the rappers that are good.
They rap on beat. They're quantized.
You know what I mean? They stay on beat. Okay. Oh, none of
As
them have been
opposed to
arrested.
who?
None of them have been arrested for murder or rape. That's another thing they have in common. Just saying. No biggie.
Who's been
I got-
arrested for
mine
murder?
is
or
I got mine is Lil Dicky.
Yeah. Nice. I'm liking your version too.
Weird Al when he raps?
Weird Al, but only
Weird
when he
Al's-
raps. Me,
Blondie.
me,
Blond-
half of my music. I've got like 7 rap albums out that nobody listens to on Bandcamp.
You're
Hey, if
kinda
you
like
want to go hear
Nas.
them, go to bandcamp.com/Ryan County, and there's a whole bunch of rap on there. I think
No,
I have
but
a poop
Nas-
rap.
You'll be
Nas was
appreciated one
huge.
day.
You guys are right. Nas used to be huge like 20 years ago. Illmatic was a huge album.
Illmatic is still a huge It's still one of the greatest.
What happened? Jay-Z just knocks him out of the
Jay-Z sucks,
conversation.
but yeah, he's like Illuminati. Yeah.
Jay-Z comes out and then Nas is gone and
Well, you remember that they had a big feud, right?
Yeah. And then but
That
well,
makes
Nas just
sense.
couldn't produce not so the first album, Illmatic, was with his dad, who is already a successful jazz musician, and his dad did all of those fucking samples on Illmatic. So it's like a genius jazz musician with like this 19-year-old kid, but it's also his father. So there's this perfect blend, and that's why Illmatic is so fucking good. It's like just watching New York in a helicopter, flying over New York, and it's sick. It
What
made
about
me want to go to
DMX?
New York. Yeah, he barks. He used his original dogs. So DMX on his first album, he actually used his dogs from the kennels.
Yes.
to
And
do
he's like,
that.
wait, I can
That's,
just do this myself. I don't need these
I know, and
dogs.
that's when he kind of falls off when he stops using his own dogs.
He's kind of the tool man of the rap game. Yeah. Honestly, DMX is very good in this. I feel like comes out as a movie star in this movie.
He's great. He crushes it.
He's really good. Nas is fine. My opinion of Nas's acting has improved on this viewing. The first time I saw it, I was like, damn, Nas sucks. But like, and I love
His
Nas
character
as a
is
rapper.
awful.
It's just
His character
it's
is
just like
awful.
it's a thankless role, you know.
Well,
Sincere.
every
The
dialogue
more-
he
yeah, same
sells.
sincere. Come on.
Sorry, I won't keep talking over, but every dialogue that he sells, or the way he presents it, it sounds like, in the way it's filmed in this movie, it sounds like the intro to one of, like, he should start rapping after a couple sentences.
There is a
singing.
lot of rapping in the narration and stuff.
But it's very lemonade. Lemonade? Was that Beyonce's Lemonade? It's very, I'm doing this and I'm hanging out with the boys and then we got to do this. It just sounds like an intro to
and
a
we're playing
song.
with our toys.
And we're playing with our toys. Like it. Oh,
A lot of
squeaky, squeaky
Well, this is
what
rhymes with
DMX
toys
likes.
in this movie. Yeah.
This is a problem with bad directors. Not bad directors, but inexperienced directors.
Yeah.
But acting, like different acting styles, everybody acting in their own movie. That's a director who's kind of letting people. He's giving everybody too much freedom, but he's under a lot of constraints. He's under a
Not
budget
direct-
constraint, a schedule constraint.
He's also probably, as a music video director, he's probably more focused on the visuals for good
Yeah.
or
So-
bad, you know?
Yes.
That movie I was in, it's the same situation. That guy only does music videos, and that Home Free that I was in was the first movie he did, and it felt like that on set.
I
He
would
was
say
like,
that
"This is
Home Free is very Belly-esque in many ways.
You got to do.
white belly."
It's like
it's the Jewish
It's the
belly.
white belly. Yeah.
rehearsals. You got to rehearse. You got to get everybody on the same page. It's like, it's a hard thing. It's not easy. I don't know how the great directors do it, but
Also,
When
like
you're
they're
working with
rappers. They're
rappers,
not like,
yeah,
they're
there's
not,
ego.
well, they're not like, you're not coming in and like hammering out like an incredible performance through like process and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But there is like an
also,
authenticity to the movie and the
the other
performances, but
the thing
Totally.
is, like I said, Nas is playing a boring character, and his girlfriend T-Boz from TLC, she's playing an even more boring character. And there are two scenes, like whenever they're on screen, it's just like low energy.
mm,
What are they, like, nice criminals? They're like the nice criminals that love each
I didn't
other.
get
and
it.
well, he's trying to
he-
get out. He's trying to
he
get
has a-
out of the game.
He has a baby and he reads a self-improvement book. So yeah, like you said,
He reads.
Yeah, was
They-
that a time hop?
they rob nightclubs. Okay. Now, robbing a nightclub is a completely reckless, dangerous thing to do. Like, someone owns the nightclub. Like the owner is usually a criminal and they're skimming from the top, and they usually, like,
Yeah, it's also just rude, man.
there's
it's
a
kinda funny
mafia. They're
the,
powerful.
the people who own the nightclub at the beginning that they shoot,
Who was
white,
that?
white women.
Oh, that's
It's like shoot
Yeah,
white
it's
women
rude,
through a
man.
glass window and stuff.
it's like the
Well-
reverse of Robin Hood. Class trading is what it is.
So the script is like, Hype Williams doesn't have a lot of experience writing. He doesn't have a studio helping him hammer out the script, because like Rush Hour, come on, that's like the producers are making sure that's a watchable fucking movie. Like, New
yeah,
Line
there's money
is
behind
on it. There's like a very simple plot. They have
I think the movie
reshoots.
really works though.
Hey, you know what I
well,
found out? Jackie Chan is best friends with the guy that this is a new fact of the day. Jackie Chan's is best friends with the guy
Jackie
that
fact.
created Dragon Ball, and Jackie Chan is currently trying to get him to make a live Dragon Ball Z movie, another one, like a good
Perfect
one.
timing. Who's Jackie gonna play? The
Master
old
Roshi?
guy. Yeah, Master
Yeah,
Roshi.
the old pervert.
That's cool.
So that's my That's my Jack fact of the
Maybe
day.
it'll be a
so.
shitty Chinese nationalist like CGI
basically,
thing that sucks, like everything else he does now. Sorry, Jack. Sorry to
oh,
be real.
now
with
you're
you.
on the I hate Jackie Chan
Wow,
bandwagon.
dude, you're
that
so woke.
I
Well, why is it
forged.
supposed to be cool? His movies all suck now. I don't think that.
What
we
do you
should be
mean
hyped
now?
Neither
He's not
one.
making movies now. What are
Could've
you
been in
watching of
every-
Jackie
he could've
Chan's
made
now?
everywhere all at once.
Rush Hour 5.
I'm pissed about that.
You
though.
watching that?
Have you seen it yet, Adam?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Which one?
Everything
Everywhere all at once. Okay, so those are music video directors. They're basically the most successful music video directors of all time because their
Spike
sophomore
Jonze.
movie,
The
their
Daniels.
sophomore movie is about to win Best Director, Best Picture, Best Supporting Actor.
Dude, I got $50. I could win $400 if they win. I could win $400.
3 or
Dude,
4
no,
Oscars.
Maverick's gonna win.
I know.
Yeah,
I put money on
right.
Maverick too, and I
Who's
put
gonna
money
win?
on like I dropped about $100 and some on every one on each category. Not
just
at each
picked
category, but
bet against
I
bet
dropped
every single
$20
person.
on like 5 different categories.
That's fun. It's fun to have some Oscar. Class
gotta
up your
bet-
degenerate habits.
You got to bet on the Oscars. If you
Shit. I
don't-
made $250 rolling 2 dice the other day.
What
Gambling's
about
tight.
yeah, totally. But what about
And smoking cigs.
what else about this opening scene? Because it's pretty
Hold on,
awesome.
hold on,
Everybody
hold
loves
on,
it.
Hold on.
Go for it.
The opening scene is awesome. Okay. I agree. Everything about the opening scene is awesome. And you're not going to see this in Everything Everywhere All at Once. You're not going to see a little kid sell his soul to the devil with
That was
DMX
sick.
Yeah.
rapping poetry over it. And like, you're not going to see a bunch of dudes roll it in to a
Did you say
nightclub.
rapping poetry?
Dude, he actually like
Whoa,
is
William
right-
just said rapping poetry.
idiot.
He's saying poetry and rapping it.
He's
Yeah, yeah.
saying it or he's
sa-
singing it.
Yes. But it's pretty cool. You see like a kid draw like a pentagram on the floor and kind of basically like that kid just watched The Craft. That's what every girl
I-
did after they saw The Craft. So you probably just
Yeah,
watched
I was hoping the movie was gonna stick with that, like
He
that
sold his
Snoop
soul
Dogg
to the
movie
devil.
where he's a
So-
ghost in the haunted house.
Bones.
Ghost
Yeah.
Dad.
So like
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
this is what I was saying. Like, there are things that happen in this movie that just get dropped. Okay. So like they rob the nightclub. That doesn't matter. He sells his soul to the devil. Does that really matter? No, because at the end, everything's redeemed. Like,
It doesn't matter because the devil ain't got no power in this house. This is a God's house.
he teams up with a drug dealer that gets dropped. But the visuals, yes, the visuals are what's awesome. So he sells his soul to the devil. This is like a very quick shoot because he ran out of time. He said that was going to be a big scene with the devil. Was going to be in it,
damn.
and he was going to talk to the devil and have a
The
little
devil was
kid.
gonna be they had the devil.
Play
The
the
devil booked.
fiddle.
He had a hard time casting the movie, so he's constantly scrambling to fill these roles. He probably wanted someone really cool to play the devil.
Well,
Mhm.
obviously.
Vanilla Ice, maybe.
That'd be fun. That'd be a fun
Weird
little
Al.
wink.
Weird Al. But
yeah.
yes, so the black lights. That's an amazing
Eminem.
shot. Dude, Eminem is the devil.
You just walk into like a nightclub all cool, and then you wander under a black light. Just
People
covered
love
in
the black
piss
lights.
stains and stuff.
Yes.
Not you
Butt
don't look so
stains.
cool all of a sudden.
Yeah, you got
On the
you're
front and the
you're
back.
covered in cum.
But trust me, just stay confident. Keep walking. Don't acknowledge
But that's the
what
devil.
everybody's
No.
saying.
This is
The
like a real
devil's hanging
fear
out-
mine.
Yeah.
Are you doing a joke?
Black
Because this is
lights.
actually black lights is actually a true
I hate when a
thing,
black
true
light
phobia.
is
It's
turned
a-
on.
It's a true confidence to go into a black light and then not check yourself. Just to
There's
see what's
Fall-
going on. down,
Fallout
like, on your
Theater.
clothes.
Fallout Theater, and I'm not even joking. This is a true. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut off, but I don't want to be doing bits
No,
about
so-
this because I don't fuck with black lights like that. I used to do a joke where I was like, if I was walking down a street, I hate black lights so much that if I was walking down a street and one of the street lamps was a black light, I'd cross the street. And is that racist? I just didn't want to walk under the
Yeah,
black
calm
light.
down, Dilbert.
But
Yeah.
this, no, this
I think that's a-
Fallout
that's a
Theater
Dilbert.
here, probably.
Pulled a Dilbert.
But this Fallout Theater has down the hallways like an old movie theater, neon floors with the black light, and I refuse to walk through that. So I'll never watch a show as a guest.
This is
And,
why
luckily I
you'll
get to
never.
go through the green room.
This is why you'll
but
never
I
play
don't walk
laser
under it.
tag with me. Now I know.
See, I'll play laser tag because you're expected to get some cum on you at laser tag.
That's true.
So it's like everybody's covered in a little bit of cum.
yeah. If you're not covered in cum, are you a real laser tag player?
It throws off the laser and it throws off the targeting. It's like smart to show up to
Yeah.
laser tag
Hey,
covered in
that's-
cum.
That's like kind of an inside secret. We don't want our enemies
I want-
to learn.
I want to be challenged.
Okay, I respect that. I respect that.
William's looking at us like horny Pedro Pascal.
You guys need better competition when you play laser tag, so I'm all for it.
Thanks,
You
man.
know?
Cover yourself and come, man.
That's how we get.
How are
better.
you going to get better if you don't have your
Head to toe.
enemies get better?
Yeah, true.
Exactly. If your enemies ain't covered in cum and you're not covered in cum when you're both fighting in laser tag, then who's gonna come?
Grease yourself up, head to toe, and come, and then go to a laser tag place and just see what happens.
Go alone as an adult,
Yeah.
as a male adult. Go alone, covered in cum, do a laser tag.
You're like, I'm ready to play laser
on a
tag.
Friday. On a Friday, on a look up.
You roll in
most-
like the characters in Belly with your
Yeah.
laser tag guns. You know, you're in slow
They'll call you Belly
motion.
for a different
Your,
reason.
It's all about
your cum
confidence. Remember.
stains in the black light are just glowing
Blinding
in the
everyone.
dark. Yeah, everybody's like,
Little
But
kids
the
are like,
sta-
wow,
the-
what the fuck?
The stains are perfect to the vest. Like wherever that laser tag vest is, it's clean underneath.
yeah, yeah.
So it's
your
so-
pupils.
Oh, they're
are
only
literally-
coming in there.
You're ready.
Your pupils are literally glowing under the lights because you even
You just
came
got
in each other's
cummy
eyeballs.
eyes. You
That's
know?
why their eyes were green in the belly scene.
People love the neon light, black light, whatever fucking shit in the opening. But what I love,
Hippies do.
the strobe light.
Oh yeah.
I love the strobe light, and I saw this at New Beverly, and like a strobe light scene shot on 35mm film. There is nothing better. It literally feels
It-
like a strobe light is in the goddamn.
It was
movie theater.
film.
Cool.
Yes. Oh
You
yeah.
should have started.
They did it
You
all.
should have
That's
started
what,
glow
that's what we
sticking.
were asking last night when we were watching it.
Oh,
William,
it's
you
film.
should have stood up in the New Beverly and just started
It's glow sticking.
like, "Come on, everybody, let's go."
You have
Let's
one of
do
those
it."
magic
Like, we're in
crystal
Belly.
balls.
And all my
Oh, yeah,
cum
floating.
stains are glowing. And all my cum
Your
stains are
stains,
glowing.
you pulling,
time.
you're pulling stains off of your shirt and like moving it around in your hands and putting it back on your shirt. You just
Lot
taking
of
cum
good-
off your shirt.
A lot of good cum stain stuff on this episode.
So they rob
Like,
the nightclub.
The cum stains are like magnets to a fridge. You can just
Great
pop
scene.
them on and off.
Oh, that's cool.
Then they got to
Little
drive away.
stickers. Yeah.
The driving scene is fucking awesome. It's
Yeah.
obviously a rear projection.
Yeah, I
it's
was gonna
so
say
dark.
it looks so good as like a. Well, they also do really good stuff like have rain all over it, and like they really make it atmospheric to make. I didn't notice it was rear projection until I was kind of skimming
What's
through it
that?
again.
What's rear
It's
projection?
like they're not really driving. They're on a set.
Oh yeah. Oh,
know.
so the green screen in the back is rear projection.
It's not a
Yeah.
green screen. It's an
not a green
actual
screen,
Or whatever.
projected.
projection
But it looks so
screen.
good, and it's. I mean, yeah, it's just like
That looks
you
awesome.
don't even notice. Like usually, it's like very hard to not notice.
I mean,
but
it's
it's
very
fake.
obvious. But don't go that far.
It looked like a comic
Calm
book.
down.
I didn't notice. Okay, I've seen it twice.
The
I
whole
never saw
it was real Sin City vibes.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
then they go to DMX's
contrast.
house. Now DMX is supposed to be low level, but he lives in the fanciest house I've ever seen. It's all white with beautiful artwork. And he puts on Gummo for all his buddies. And I've noticed this time
Awesome.
Weebay's in the movie from The Wire.
Yeah.
You know,
Who?
he's one of the Weebay's one of the he's
In
the
the Wire, who?
He's one of
Weebay.
Who is he in The Wire?
Avon's. He's like Avon's lieutenant. I mean,
I don't.
just
I'd
look him up.
recognize him if I saw him. Man, that's too much
he's
work.
Weebay. He's Obama's favorite character on The Wire. Obama was like, Weebay's my favorite.
Do you know
Cool, Obama.
that Obama
Cool
read
Barack.
The Witcher?
Obama's so cool and hip.
Yeah,
what do
remember
you
when
mean he wrote The Witcher? What are you talking about?
He read The Witcher.
Wit-
Oh, he
yeah, when he
read.
went to wherever the
video
fuck
game.
The Witcher's.
Poland.
It's a book first,
fucking
and then
video.
it's a
Oh,
video
okay.
game. It's 8 books, 7 books. I read them all, and you should too.
Reading a book that you can instead play as a video game is like kind of an annoying flex.
The third video game picks up where the last book ends, so it's like the 9th book playing the video game. That's why The
Reading a
Witcher 3
book,
is so
dude.
fucking amazing.
Reading a book is a flex. You know what I mean?
I know it's
Fuck.
kind of
The
annoying.
Witcher
Like,
is
come
Red
on.
Dead before
Why are you
Red Dead.
flexing?
Get out of here.
I don't
Why are
I
you
haven't read a book
flexing?
in
that.
3 months.
When someone tells me they read a book, they read books. I don't appreciate that.
What's your favorite book, Adam?
One time, William, Adam tried to roast me. He goes, "Yeah, you read a lot, but they're all dumbass books, like stupid books, like The Witcher."
Me?
Me and
I said-
Obama, bitch. Yeah, you're like, there's stupid books, and I go, dude, this what you weren't in a shed at the time, but I was like, bro, I bet you're gonna be fucking doing a podcast in a shed in a couple months.
Damn, you were right. My
Got your
favorite. What's
ass.
my favorite book, William?
Yeah,
The Bible.
good answer.
Which one?
All of them. I don't even
Bad
care.
No, you've never even read the Bible. The Holy Bible?
No,
My
not
favorite
the Holy
book?
Bible. Just the regular Bible.
Self-improvement. I read self-improvement books.
No, I was
And
reading a
it's-
big book with like
Dang, you must not.
Adam-
William, you must not be
Adam-
retaining anything.
I tell my extremely
Sorry, Adam. I had to roast you.
psychotic
Cool.
drug dealing friend about my book. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting some mad knowledge from this book.
He's like, you should try reading this book. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? But no, we got to talk about Gummo. This is awesome.
Yeah, that was exciting.
DMX puts on Gummo. Weebay and Nas are sitting there watching this. They start like smoking weed or something like that, and they're just like watching the scene. It's the scene in Gummo where the bunny boy
He's
is
on this
shot by the cowboy kids in like the junkyard.
the most famous scene. Yeah.
And that
they're
movie
Right.
had come out a year before, so basically right.
ahead of the
That's
curve.
fresh.
Yeah.
So they shot it like right away, right when it was on video or something. He loves Gummo. The director's like, yeah, I just think Gummo's funny, or like, I think it's such a cool movie.
But they're just watching it.
I
being
could
like,
tell.
Nas and Weebay are watching it, being like, "What the fuck is this?" Just how
I-
the normal reaction from
And
anybody.
there's no payoff to that either.
No.
So
But
was just
that's
a
cool.
shout-out.
You don't want to have payoff to everything.
No, it was just a
'Cause it's
shout
like
out.
a cool
Yeah.
detail. Like
I want payoff to something.
Yeah.
You know, nothing pays off. So there's another. Then the next thing that happens is Kurt Loder on MTV News is like, there's a new form of heroin that's extremely addictive, and it's so powerful you can just rub it on your skin. U.S. authorities think it's going to come through Jamaica, and then DMX is watching it. He's like, "What? Oh man, I got to get in on this." Ugh. And then he
It's
turns out he's been having an affair with another girl, and he denies allegations, and then bangs his girlfriend like a lion, just with like drum music is playing, and he's just banging away, and then like all
yeah,
the
he
dudes.
fucks her. And then that's like their makeup
you.
sex,
Yeah.
and then Nas is like. What? Meanwhile, it cuts back to Nas and T-Boz, and they're making love. They're not
Everybody's
they're not
covered.
fucking. You get what I'm saying?
Everybody's
cum
literally
covered.
covered in Vaseline. They're greasy
Oh.
as all hell. The lighting is like a music video. It looks
That's
great.
like a way to shoot black skin or something like that, though. I heard.
Oh,
Like,
interesting, Adam. Go
instead of-
down this route. Talk about
instead
black
of-
skin.
Here we
Let me talk
go.
about black skin for a second.
Yeah, tell us
I'm the
about black
expert.
skin.
I'm the resident expert on black skin on the podcast. But instead of makeup, you use like
Cum?
oil or
And then they're
something like
coming
that.
all over them at the laser tag place, right?
William,
Come on, Adam.
no.
Adam,
that's
Adam, how
ridiculous.
many black people were in the 2 movies you made?
There were a couple.
Great
There were a
question.
couple.
A couple? There was one couple?
Look, I have a hard enough time getting white people to be in my movies. So
You should make
How
a
many
black
Jewish
movie.
people?
that'd be cool. I've always wanted to be like the one white guy in a black movie. I always thought that'd be fun.
You would have been great in
It's
Belly.
fun.
That'd be awesome. Love to be the Jamaican guy in Belly.
I'm currently the token white guy around the area, and it's fun.
Cool.
So that
No,
You
it's
know-
not. I don't have any friends. I'm not a token anybody.
speaking of token,
You're our token white
DMX
guy.
goes and sees his Jamaican buddy Lennox Ox,
What?
and this
Wait,
dude's
what the fuck did
Jamaican.
this guy say?
So this
He's kind
scene
of like
is
the Brad
taken.
Pitt and Snatch character where he talks and
Yeah.
He
Yeah, go ahead.
is this whole scene is like clearly inspired by the Hyman Roth scene in Godfather 2 where they visit him at his house and he's watching football and this guy's watching soccer. He's the connect to the island. He gets like the drugs, no problem. And they're selling drugs and making a ton of money. There's a weird shot of them putting Vaseline on like a kilo that I love, but I don't know what the point is. They put Vaseline on the drugs and then they wrap it with saran wrap. Any
I thought
theories?
DMX
It's-
was gonna
it's for
pooch that,
the-
dude.
No, it's for the smell. So dogs can't sniff it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
But I
that
love
doesn't
this guy.
work.
This guy, the Jamaican guy, is my favorite.
There's no
I
way
don't
that
think
would
Vas-
ever work.
I don't think Vaseline, but I think that's what they were going with. I don't
There's
think
no way to
that-
cover up any smell with
Maybe they
drugs
just
with
cut out the
dogs.
scene where
Yeah,
DMX
alcohol,
shoves it
Vaseline
all
might
up
work.
his butt.
He just
Why does he wrap it in the
72
saran
72
wrap?
pounds,
It doesn't look
72
cool.
pounds. Yeah,
gonna
because
put
the
it up your
smell.
butt.
It's for the smell. But yeah,
Okay.
Adam's doing a joke, but
That's what. No, I'm speculating, but
They wrap it with the saran wrap. Adam, don't be base, okay? I don't go for that kind of lowbrow humor.
they should have put
Super
cum on it.
yeah, and then played
That's a good one,
Landers.
Ryan. That's a good idea. I like that.
But this Jamaican guy,
Adam could have been the guy who supplies the cum
okay,
for all.
yeah,
You're like, hey, Adam, you want to go jerk off? You're like, no problem, dude. It's like run quickly upstairs.
Already on it. He's already
Yeah.
jerking off when
I'm a
he cuts back, and
key-
he's already halfway there.
And he has a Playboy magazine, and it's shot with black lights, and his eyes are
old
like
Playboy.
glowing green, and it's all blue in the bathroom.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. And it's just like a quick scene. It's got rap music playing. It's not a. There's nothing
There's a lot of
humiliating
Vaseline.
about it. That's just his role. That'd be a cool character.
Yeah.
And you're like, got it,
I would
guys.
definitely be the guy with the hair, with the perm. I already got the hair.
You do.
You're
kind of
from
glasses.
Nebraska. That's a Nebraska character.
Shout out to Omaha, Nebraska.
For
Hell
some
yeah.
reason, they then go to Nebraska to sell all the drugs. So they get it from Jamaica. They don't sell it in New York. They sell it in Nebraska.
That's what happens, and it's actually Iowa. Iowa is one of the biggest, which is just an hour north of Nebraska. Is one of the biggest fucking meth.
It just
It's the
makes the
center.
movie
It's the center. It's factual. It's the
confusing.
center of. Yeah, but it's facts. New
You
York
get
and
drugs.
LA aren't. Yeah, big piles of drugs go through Iowa, Nebraska,
Jamaica.
Yeah, I don't know about Jamaica. Adam, tell us about Jamaica.
What? What's up?
Oh, you're
You're
the
the
black
Jamaican
skin
guy.
I'm sorry.
expert.
I tuned out a little bit because there was a bunch of stuff I thought we were going to talk about that we have moved on from. It seems like.
Let's go back.
Go,
'Cause
no,
I was
no,
about
you guys
to-
do your thing. Always forward.
We got to just keep moving. So they're selling the drugs in Nebraska. Then this dude, Big Head, is like pissed. He's like, what are they doing in my turf? They think they're so badass. His scene where he's eating the banana, I mean, that's
pretty
iconic.
good.
That's the best scene in the movie.
It made me really want a banana.
Oh, you're telling me.
Such a delicious, like sensual scene. Of,
You wanna
know,
suck a
really
banana?
like being like, God damn. No, what are you talking about?
Oh, I thought that's what you were about to
Trying to eat a
describe.
banana.
Eating a banana.
Yeah.
Such a luscious, juicy, thick, just like a throbbing yellow banana.
Yeah,
like I
I want to eat it.
I want to deep
I don't
throat
wanna-
that.
Like I said, this
I wanna
movie is
deep
like
throat
fuck
and
it.
then
I'm-
and then swallow it and have it nourish my body.
Ooh,
Every
you're
actor-
getting me hard, dude.
is in their own movie. Much like this podcast, where every person is in their own podcast. They
Yeah.
are. This guy just crushes it, you know. And if I was Hype Williams, I would have been like, okay, this is now a huge character. You know,
I want to
him
know
and-
what podcast you think you're in.
I'm in the Williams show, and you're in the Ryan show, and Adam's in the Adam show.
I feel like I'm in the
Yeah.
Williams show,
I
but
feel like
Williams
I'm in
not
the
here.
Williams show too.
I'm in
Yeah,
the
I
Ryan
said a bunch
show.
of cum stuff. I said a bunch of cum stuff, and you haven't even like chipped in
You-
on that. So I
You
feel like
told
I'm
us to
doing because I
say
don't
that
want to
more of
talk
that
about.
stuff.
It's a
Yeah,
throwaway
you're-
gag, guys.
You said stop talking over each other so much
William,
and
you-
also talk more about cum.
Exactly.
We're like,
that was
all right,
the
I
two
get it.
notes.
We don't really want to do that. We want to talk about movies, but you're like, no. And then you got really upset.
So what's going
Remember
on?
that?
What show are we in, William? Because I agree with everything Adam just said. That was a weird
Thank you, Ryan.
pre-show meeting where you told us to stop talking over each other and
Mm.
then also talk more about cum. And then now you're just. It feels like a setup.
And tears were streaming down your face too, don't forget. So
You were
felt a lot of
passionate.
pressure to say okay.
I told you not to bring that up.
I'm sorry, you're right.
Well, and when they
No
were
pre-show
crying, when they
stuff
were
on the show.
when your tears were coming down. Well, we're explaining the pre-show, so it makes sense. But when your tears were coming down, I remember going right after you said more cum, less talk, crosstalk. I remember going right after you said that, and you started crying. I go, "Is that cum coming out of your face?" And you got mad. So I'm confused.
It's been an emotional day for all of us.
It was cum, Ryan.
It was cum.
Yeah. That's the thing that
Damn.
you don't realize.
It's always cum.
We talk about this Jamaican guy, please.
Speaking of cum, can we talk about this
Lennox.
Jamaican guy?
Yes, this guy is so awesome. I looked him up and he's not really in anything else, but like
I have a serious
that
question
should be
about
in big movies.
I
What?
have a serious question about subtitles and captioning because I didn't find a subtitle track on the link you gave me. And out of nowhere in the last 30 minutes, they started subtitling the Jamaican guy. But they didn't for like the first 5 scenes, or was that just my version of the link?
Hmm.
So
Was it a
I
faulty link?
watched it with subtitles on
How?
because I had a different file.
You
I have a better-
coward.
I have a better file.
I didn't need subtitles. I knew what he was
But-
saying.
Okay, what did the Jamaican guy say?
He was saying one love. It's all good.
Baba
Like,
Clot. He says Baba Clot about a million
Like
times.
20 times.
He's
One
not.
you
He's half of
gangly. You gangly.
half of what he says is in subtitled because they don't even know what he's saying.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't think
very
he's
funny.
saying anything.
It is. It's like the Brad Pitt character in Snatch. Like there's scenes where he's in the car and he's talking about like the slum kids, the Jamaican guys. He's in the car with DMX and he's just like, I care about him so much and all that. Yeah, and he's like, but you know you got to do this. And DMX is just like, yeah, uh-huh. Even DMX doesn't know what he's talking about, but this is what you do when you're talking to a Jamaican person. You just say yes.
What if I told you he was smoking real weed on set?
DMX or the guy or both.
Everybody.
Hell yeah.
So was I. On the one movie I was on, and we got
White
all our
Belly?
dialogue out. White
Could you
belly,
tell?
baby.
Could you tell the Jamaican guy was high watching this movie
No, I
Oh,
assume
no,
everybody's
no.
high.
with his blood red eyes and that are all squinty?
I thought that was a Jamaican thing.
He's awesome.
From
Yeah,
from that
he's
strong Jamaican son.
the
Oh,
thing
this
is
my cancel episode.
that's him. Like he's
Yeah, he's
obviously that guy.
that guy.
Whereas Big Head, that's a character creation. He's totally different Menace to Society. I'm kind of
Yeah,
blown
he's an
away
actor.
by him now. And like I want to see more movies with him because
He's good.
I never liked him in Menace to Society, but now I'm like, damn, he's so good in Belly. Like these guys, they
He needs
crush
a better
it.
script.
Okay. And you know, this is where the movie just kind of plods along with this, like, and then this happened, and then this happened. So then like now they're selling drugs. Big Head calls the ATF on the drug operation. Weebay goes to jail or is killed. He's shot.
He's shot and then he drives his car into a truck bed.
He dies. And then
It's very sad.
DMX has to kill this dude with like
Is
a
that
mohawk
decapitation?
in Jamaica.
No, he didn't get decapitated.
And this looks like they ran out of time because he just parks his car at a stoplight and then DMX runs
That
up
does
wearing
seem-
a wig and like knocks on the window and is like, hey, let me wash your car. And the guy's like, then you'd see the guy's like a bad actor. Like he just looks awesome. He's like, what? What do you need? And then DMX just shoots him and he kills him.
DMX looks like he's one of those people on the package of a Spirit Halloween costume for like a guy on the side of the road that's gonna shoot
Like
you.
a Jamaican guy.
Yeah, but that guy he
And
doesn't
he
have
goes,
a mohawk.
Bumbo clot, and then he shoots you.
The guy he shoots does not have
I'll
a
be right back.
mohawk. He has feathers like
Yeah.
weaved into his hair. It's pretty cool.
That was like a trend.
Oh, really?
I think so. Yeah, back then in the
In Ja-
90s. What was this? 98?
In Jamaica? In Omaha?
No, in Omaha, Nebraska. Everything comes back to the center of the states, which is Omaha, Nebraska. Actually, I'm not goofing. It's believed that the president has a secret bunker underground in Omaha or somewhere in Nebraska because it's the true center of the United States. So if there was ever like nuclear fallout, that would be the safest place to be. Because you're right in the middle of the United States.
So he
So
just
you have
run
like
and
the bar,
hide?
you're like, all the, yeah, if he needed to. There's
like
like
a coward,
a,
the president would run and hide.
and notice how I said if he needed to, because every president that I vote for is going to be a man.
Understood.
And they're fucking going to be over 80 because that's my America.
I only vote for the oldest person running.
I see, man or woman,
Yeah.
just the oldest. What are you, a libertarian, a leftist, or right? Well, I'm an ageist. I only vote for the oldest.
If
What if
Hitler
Big
does come
Head-
back, I'm gonna be in trouble because I'm gonna have to fucking vote for him based off of my rules. He's gonna be really old.
Trump?
Hitler. But hey, I know I'd bend my rule if Hitler came back. Just so everyone knows. I would not vote for Adolf Hitler.
He can't run. He's not born in America.
That didn't stop Obama.
Fuck, man.
Good point, right? Ryan brings up.
There's ways. There's ways. So then now DMX, his girlfriend gets arrested. He's
Poor
in
lady.
trouble. DMX then goes to Atlanta and starts selling weed. And Nas is doing what? Like this point of the movie, he's just sort of living, reading his
Does
book.
he have the kid?
Nas, yeah, he's got a baby. Nas wants him and his wife are like, we should go to Africa.
But what's holding him back?
Oh, and then he gets
A baby, I guess. I
almost
don't
gets
know. What is
shot.
holding money?
or he gets shot, or like a guy tries to shoot him. This guy that DMX made strip naked in his house at the beginning.
Oh yeah, I
And
forgot.
then he goes
about
after
that.
Nas, kind of uncool. But
There's so much
Yeah.
homoerotic shit going on.
This is where the movie
with-
really falls apart, in my opinion. Like this is where
Yeah, I
like,
don't remember
nothing
what
makes-
happened.
Nothing makes any sense after this point. Like
oh yeah,
What
Because
actually
DMX
happens?
gets-
I don't remember how it ends.
DMX gets kind of basically trapped by I think the FBI or like a government cop guy, and he's like, look, you can go to jail for the rest of your life, or you can help us kill this black leader. Very fucked
Like an
up thing to ask
activist, right?
someone.
that's
Yeah.
Frank Vincent. He's the only white person in the movie, I think.
But you never even see his face.
Besides some cops, he was the acting coach apparently,
Oh, that's cool.
and then he
Dang,
got
so
kicked up
that's
to
how-
like FBI
nice.
agent. Ironic because he's a gangster. You know.
So
in
they
every
no,
other
they were
movie.
desperate. They were desperate for at the casting. They're like, damn, nobody showed up for this role. I guess we'll just use the fucking coach that we were gonna use to teach the actor we were gonna cast for this role.
So they want him to kill
Yeah.
Those who
this
can.
this religious leader, who they really wanted to cast Louis Farrakhan, and make
That'd be
him,
awesome.
but he
Damn.
turned him down. He turned it down. So they cast some boring guy who's
Is this character supposed to represent anybody, by the way?
Louis
in particular?
Farrakhan.
Oh, I was gonna say he's like he seems like a
Malcolm X?
combo of Malcolm X and MLK.
What
'Cause he's
about
like a preacher, but make him look like Malcolm X.
the Black Messiah character guy?
Fred Hampton.
Yeah, sure.
No, I don't think.
Yeah, he acts like Martin
but he
Luther
was
King.
wearing
He's like nice.
His
and-
belt was weird. Wasn't he wearing a weird belt?
That's true. Get his ass, Ryan.
For a preacher, I wouldn't trust anybody wearing the. I was blackout drunk when I was watching the movie, but if I remember correctly,
He was wearing a woven belt. It's very
yeah,
it's
it
kind
was
of a
like
jarring
leather woven. It was
thing.
weird. I
Have you
wouldn't
seen
trust
any-
anybody,
If you
even in
see a-
'98, even in whenever this was made, '95, whatever. When was this? '98.
You see a guy with a woven belt, just keep your guard up. You don't know what
That
this
stressed
person's
me
capable
out.
of.
I viscerally remember that belt, and I don't remember anything about the movie.
This movie came out in 98, but it takes place in 99.
But when did they
What?
film it?
That's insane. That's like
That's
the most
cool.
insane time placement versus a movie coming out.
And it ends
Thing
on
I've ever
Y2K.
heard, I feel like.
It ends on Y2K.
Oh, that's cool.
Before Y2K?
Love Y2K stuff.
Or did they know Y2K was? Did this movie predict Y2K?
It was a crazy time.
Yes.
I remember talking to my
Belly
roommate last
Y2K.
night
That's
because
what the Y stands for in belly.
yeah, I was telling her about Y2K, and like my dad was a computer programmer for the VA hospital in Lincoln, Nebraska at the time. And so on New Year's, he had to be there. He had to work. And I remember that was the only New Year's I didn't spend with my father as a child because he was at work and we were all kind of worried. like, because it was like, well, this is weird that he has to, and all he did was sit in the office. And then in hindsight, I think Y2K, now that I'm older, this was like, obviously 20 some years ago. Now that I'm older, I think my dad was having an affair.
On Y2K?
Exclusively. I think he
Did he
used
get his dick
Y2K.
sucked?
And I
Was-
think
Did he
Y2K
get his dick
was a
sucked in a
bunch of
car?
computer. Yes.
By a
And I think
16-year-old?
While talking on the phone with
anything's
you?
possible. Anything's possible.
Go,
I did talk to him. I
"Oh."
talked to him on Y2K.
You're like, Dad,
and
Dad.
he was cummy. He had a cummy voice to him.
He was like,
In a
"I'm really
cummy
proud of you,
voice.
son."
He had a cummy voice. You know the cummy voice when you're just like, hey, what's going on? Yeah, Happy New Year. What are you doing to me?
DMX
what my
should get
dad-
canceled, by the way, for
That's
this.
what my dad said.
Fucking
Canceled.
16-year-old.
He's dead. He's
Oh, yeah.
dead.
Oh, yeah.
He's canceled.
Fuck shit. Let's bring it
DMX
up.
is dead, isn't he?
Sad.
Oh, you think what was his last words? Oh. It's the weak bark. And then Tim Allen was holding his hand and like they were just chest to chest.
Soul
and-
Brothers.
Ah.
Oh,
One of the
man.
most depressing things I've ever seen is this documentary about DMX. I think it was on HBO about him, like the last year of his life, and he gets out of prison and he's eating like fast food and he's just like goes to immediately to the record label and then they tell him like, okay, you're gonna make an album, but you already owe us like hundreds of thousands of dollars because
Yeah.
you missed like so many concerts and you blew like so
'Cause
many
you were in
budgets
prison.
and you're just like fucked everything up. And he's just
That's
like,
not
okay,
fair.
okay. And then like
That's part of the game. That's part of the game. That's
and
part
they're
of the
just
game.
like, your accountant needs to get paid, your manager, your lawyer, all these people are getting paid. Like you're just
Damn. This
You're-
does sound sad. This is like that
you're-
Jake's the Snake documentary.
and then he goes on tour and he's just like smoking cigarettes and he has like gray hair now and like a gray goatee.
Damn, life got him.
And
It's
he's
just
just
part
like,
of the game. It's just part of the game.
he's
So,
old,
they
broke,
can
and
take
he's
the bite out of
pissed.
me, but they can't take the bark. Ow, ow, ow. And he just does like a sad.
And he's
Oof.
all emotional and like
That's very sad.
sensitive about like any criticism, and his life is just such a mess.
Poor guy.
Remember that movie he did with Jet Li where he runs 42 steps up the wall and does a backflip to get away from a dog?
I don't remember that part. That sounds awesome.
Jet Li does that.
No. DMX in
Cool.
fucking Timberlands.
Never.
Like loosely laced Timberlands and baggy. You know how DMX
He had a
looks.
pretty long. He had
He
a good
ran-
run of
You
movies.
do you
He
not
was in the
remember that
Seagal
movie?
movies too, isn't he?
We watched it, right? Didn't we?
He's
watch
really
this
good.
movie?
I feel like he's. Hey, you
Is
remember
it Jet
this?
Li? I might be racist against Jet Li.
doesn't have a
It's
lot of
not- it might not
range,
be
but
Jet
yeah.
Li.
He doesn't have a lot of range, but he has a lot of charisma, and he's funny,
Method
and
Man
he
is
can
in
say
this movie too, and he's.
There's
Oh,
Method
Method Man's a
Man.
good actor.
Also in The Wire.
DMX is a good actor. Nas is not an actor. Nobody like the.
That's just not a role
yeah.
where you can like really tell. I feel
He
like
was just-
almost,
yeah.
but
Nas is too quiet to act.
sincere, too sincere.
He's whispery and yeah.
But do you
Everyone-
guys remember did you know about the DMX Woodstock 99 set?
What about it?
Oh,
What about it? Honestly, I don't know it.
No, it's
What
okay.
is
I don't
about
need
this
I don't need a bunch of
documentary?
attitude.
No,
don't
what
need a
is
bunch of
this?
attitude.
I don't know what the story is. So ignore William. Mute William. Tell me the
Well,
story.
so Woodstock 99 was like crazy and shit, and like a lot of violence and anger and stuff. Kind of like a
Well, I didn't know
culmination
there
of this
was a
weird
Woodstock
period of
99.
time in adolescence and like youth culture, and DMX's set at Woodstock 99. That's the one that was like a complete shit show. where there
Oh,
was,
there's
like,
a big
sexual
fire and
assaults
shit,
yeah,
right?
fires and like
yeah,
people
yeah. DMX was the headliner
sliding
or
in the
what?
mud and stuff, and
William, shut up. He's giving him the move it along, but I'm enjoying this.
yeah, Williams lost all of his power. On
What
this
did
episode, I
DMX
feel
do?
like. He just like gave, or like, like the his song "My N Word." He
What
was singing
N-word?
this song.
What song?
The
What
N-word.
N-word?
I
Which
can't say
one?
it, of course.
My
Necromancy?
My noggin. They talk about the
My
Nickelodeon.
noggin.
Jam-
Necrophiliac?
app.
My
So he's
nutmeg.
saying my noggin, and the
Like
whole
head?
crowd of like white, like Limp Bizkit fans or whatever are doing. It's like I don't know. It's like if you see the footage, you're like,
Ooh,
holy
those
shit, this is like
dirty
the most
Limp Bizkit
insane
fans.
thing.
It's all white people.
They said the
Yeah,
N-word
Limp Bizkit kids
at a
in like the
rap
90s
concert.
were like white
Oh
kids who
my god.
were complete pieces of shit.
Oh
we-
my
And-
god.
Sorry, William or
Wow.
Adam. I was actually listening. He's being a dick.
No,
But
it's okay.
if
don't
What
care.
happened?
we talked so much about cum. If this on this episode, if it didn't come to Limp Bizkit, if we didn't mention the words Limp Bizkit by the end of this episode, it would have been a failed.
Why?
First
How
of
is that
all,
related
here's
to
the
cum?
thing.
Do you
Here's
know
my
what a Limp
criticism.
Bizkit is? Wait,
No.
do you not know what a Limp Bizkit is?
No, I do, of course. I'm a grown man.
It's like, yeah, you do this every Sunday at brunch. Everybody jerks off into a
I'm not a fucking baby. I fucking do
everybody
Limp
jerks
Bizkits
off
all
into
the
a
time.
biscuit, and whoever comes last has to eat it.
Yeah.
I just want to say
guys
I
do.
hate that Woodstock 99 documentary. I hate the perspective of that film. I hate that sequence when they talk about DMX and Wesley Morris is like, and you can't believe that these white kids are saying that. Like the whole thing to me is just
Oh, the
painfully
kids were singing
lame.
along.
It's so stupid. And
Not.
It
I don't know. I
DMX
didn't-
is
I didn't think
controlling
was
it though,
stupid.
right?
I didn't
Isn't
think it's-
DMX controlling
it's
it?
one of the-
He's
I
making
think
them
it's
say
one of
it
the-
or having them say it.
hey, this is my chance to just say, look, this is a
Williams got his
moralizing,
hands up, by the
boring,
way. Williams,
lame documentary, and I don't like it.
You were just one of those kids that liked that shit when you were that age, and you're like, it wasn't like that. It was cool. But I was one of those kids who fucking hated those kids at that time, and I
Oh, you
know
were
that
cool?
those kids were gigantic pieces of shit, and I felt like there was a lot of truths in that.
What were
Because
you
they burned.
They were like they
a
were all like
concert
the
down?
bullies, like the aggro bullies in like middle.
they were the
school.
ones making the kids drink the
Oh.
pee.
The kids were the bad. It's their fault.
Well, a
Those are
documentary can talk
bad
about
guys.
People are who like these teenagers
the-
are who were violent and like committed like many sexual assaults and shit like that at a
Oh
concert.
man.
They can't talk
William
about that.
William was definitely bullied growing up in high
Oh.
school, and that's why he acts like this.
No, William thinks that he's one of those kids, but he's really a little
Exactly.
boy.
He's trying to be. You're just a little dungus.
Here's what I say. I don't think
You're a little
there's.
cashew, little tiny nuts, little tiny.
It was a
little
giant
tiny dingus, just
concert,
a
and
little
it's a
cashew.
It's a giant shit show.
Cashew.
Unsalted. Unsalted.
Never heard cashew pronounced that way, but yeah.
But to then
Cashew.
like to have a bunch of like entertainment reporters from MTV, like VJs, like give their stupid like socio fucking
But it was
I don't know.
about a
Give
specific
all their
time that they
analysis.
were.
who cares?
I mean, it's just a documentary about a specific thing. What do you mean, who cares? Why
Nobody
would you watch
cares.
a
We're just
documentary
talking.
about something and be like, who cares about this? Just don't watch
Somebody
It's
it.
just a bad
does.
documentary
Yeah.
and it has a bad commentary and the whole thing is bad. And
don't think
Bill
so.
Simmons
What's the
is
nudity? How much nudity?
Bill Simmons is a talentless hack and it's just an awful movie. There's good
What-
documentaries.
What was that documentary that you made? I forget.
Do you like the other one? Is that what you're saying? Because there's two of them.
No. I don't like new documentaries because they're all like this. They're all just shit.
Yeah, it's like a Netflix documentary, but like, still, it's just like I don't know. It was like about an interesting thing. I grew up in that shit, so it.
Well, and
I
we're
don't
talking
wanna-
about
here's
Belly
what I-
and DMX,
here's what I like.
so
We
it
gotta
was a
stop talking
relevant
about this.
story. It was a relevant story.
I'm
That
just
was a
saying
good
I don't
story.
like the
DMX,
documentary.
Belly.
No, it
I'm
was
just
bad,
saying-
Ryan. Williams right.
I'm not saying
stupid.
Adam's story's bad. Okay. I'm just saying I don't like this documentary a lot. It like really is a big pet peeve of mine.
I don't like any documentaries.
I like documentaries without talking heads. That's something I've come to realize.
Oh,
and
they
I'll-
had pop-ups?
I mean, that's
and this-
TV. It's a TV. It's like a little mini, like 60 minutes special report kind of thing. It's like fucking it's TV.
60 minutes.
or
this is a Bill
Dateline or whatever.
Bill
It's a
Simmons made this stupid documentary with a bunch of old footage and had all his buddies in it. It's like, it's not 60
grab?
minutes, bro.
Also,
There's no-
60 minutes.
Just saying, it's like a
sucks.
television series. It's like
Tell-
a television special.
This is what they do. They get a bunch of
Not like
footage
an art documentary.
and then they get a bunch of lamos giving their commentary. And it's like, just show the footage. Let me figure this out. Like, what happened to
Sure.
old school documentaries? HBO, America Undercover, 90s
So you don't
stuff.
need a narrative. You want to make your own narrative.
Everything in the
Yeah,
That's
wants
what
to
you
live in
just
his own
said. You
reality.
just said, I want to make my own narrative. I want to watch
Everything
a
that-
documentary and I want to create what it's documenting. I want to be the one that decides the narrative of this documentation. So then fucking watch it on mute, you dummy.
Oh boy, his wife.
Watch documentaries on mute.
He's pulled out the
You
hanky.
Dork.
Trust me. Like
that
next time
hanky
you watch
under
a documentary,
black
There's
light,
so
dude.
many. Yeah, there's
Hey,
so
put that
much
hanky
cum on
under a
that.
black light right
We don't
now.
even need a black light. We don't even need it. I can see the cum on it right now. It's a blue
Oh,
stripe.
those aren't white stripes.
Nope, that's cum.
That's a blue handkerchief. goddamn.
Perfectly striped cum.
next time you watch a documentary,
William, you need to
see
grow
a
up.
drone shot over at LA or a city. It's like a drone shot, and it has
I
like
love
big
those
text.
drone shots. Okay.
And
Yeah.
like, and then you get
They
the
cost like $12 to make.
When I
the
see
guy
a
in the
drone
car
shot
driving,
in a
then you have
documentary,
to-
I'm like, fuck yeah, this is my shit.
and then Moby comes on, is like, I felt a really dark energy when I rolled up to the concert, and you're just like,
Anyways,
shut up,
go to my
you
fancy
fucking-
vegan
It's like, dude, you're
restaurant. That
malnourished.
sucks.
This
Yeah.
is not. We all remember this when it happened. This is bad.
We all, what are you talking about? This is like
What
a
about-
specific
who
thing
are
from our
you?
generation. Though.
Yeah, we all.
I watched
too
this
close
We
to
on
didn't
this
even know who
material.
Nas was. What do you mean we all? Like,
the youth.
It doesn't
was-
matter.
Something bad was going to happen. They
stop watching documentaries and start watching fucking anime and cartoons. That's the only
Right
thing
on.
that matters anymore.
Let's get back to Belly. So
man.
things are falling
Belly
apart.
was a fucking graphic novel. Like, it looks like a graphic novel. The way he saturated it and filmed it. I said that earlier, but
Cinematic. It's very
Very
cinematic.
cinematic.
But the script is so bad. Like, why does this guy who was in the basement who got naked when DMX was pissed at him, why does he try to
keep
shoot
forgetting about
Nas?
that.
And then why does some other dude with a baby? It's like, just have T-Boz in the scene with the baby. Like, where's the nothing makes any sense. Like, and then while this is going on, so after this, he flees to Africa. You know, he escapes, and like Method Man is now trying to kill Nas's girlfriend.
No, he's trying to kill
Yes.
DMX's girlfriend.
Oh, DMX's
Oh yeah,
girlfriend.
no, he does
But-
show up.
But he shows up at
Nas's
Nas's house because he doesn't know where DMX is. But DMX hasn't changed houses. He's still in the same house from the beginning of the movie. They hired Method Man to fuck with Big Head Rico. Why doesn't Method Man know where he lives? But then he figures it out, and then DMX goes
They
to
just had to
the,
fill time.
the
DMX's
Mormon.
girlfriend goes to jail.
He goes to the Muslim church,
Yeah.
and he's about to kill Farrakhan, stand-in MLK guy.
Yeah.
But then he says no and hugs him out. And that's the end of the movie. And then Nas goes, we went to Africa and everything was great. And you're just like,
This movie
this is
reminds
a horrible
me of a stand-up.
ending. This is
It
just the
reminds
worst
me of a
ending of
stand-up
any gangster
comedian.
movie ever made. Ever. This is the worst ending in gangster movie history.
It didn't make any
Period.
sense. This
I'm
whole
declaring
movie
it.
was like a stand-up comedian who has a solid 3 minutes, but you
Oh,
have to
yeah.
watch him for 15. So
And he
they just
struggles.
go up in the first 3 minutes. You're like, all right, okay, this is a funny guy. And then 4 minutes come around and you're like, okay, they're asking
A lot of crowd work.
a lot of crowd work here, but with no payoff. And then by like 10 minutes in, they're like, all right, they're just confessing. Like, they're just talking about nothing that anybody cares about. And then by the end of it, they're just all covered in cum.
We
Thought that was
forgot
the
to
sign
tell
of
what
a good
happened.
comedy show.
Lennox. Lennox is killed because the family of the gang of the guy that they assassinated, they get revenge, and they have a woman with a feather mohawk, and she jumps off the balcony,
Cuts
And-
his throat.
cuts his throat, and while he's shooting dudes like he's in Scarface.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
This movie is definitely
So
A lot
the
of cool
drug,
sequences. I love the Jamaican street scenes too. Like there's scenes where like the beginning starts with them getting out of the car, going in that club in slow mo and stuff. And there's scenes like that in Jamaica too.
yeah,
They're pretty
they're
sweet.
dancing. The street party scene is awesome. It's
It
all
it was
awesome.
1,000.
but it's
This movie
like-
is 1,000 music videos.
Yeah, it's a good time. I would say that you could put this on at your house after robbing a nightclub, the way that they put on Gummo. People
Fuck
would
it,
enjoy it.
or a day club.
Rob a day
And then
club.
when it
That's
gets
a
to
laser
the
tag place.
rob a day club, and then when it gets to the Gummo part in the movie, show your friends. Stop watching this movie and start watching Gummo at that moment, and then
Oh,
watch
cool.
Gummo. Yeah, just like
Yeah.
do a weird rabbit hole thing.
That's freaky.
I watched this movie like
and
3
then
or
watch
4
Freaky
times,
Friday.
and like
Did
it's so
your opinion-
3 or
incomprehensible.
4?
It's so incomprehensible that you can just put it on and you're like, okay, it's starting to make a little more sense. Like it makes, so it has a lot of rewatchability. Like people love this movie on DVD. It bombed in the theater, but everybody watched it over and over again. The ending,
Well, it's got everybody.
and like you said,
love.
you put it on, you come home with your boys, you're at the club, you put on Belly, the beginning's good, and then you don't need to finish it. You're just smoking weed, you start falling asleep.
Wait. You just fall asleep with your boys?
That's sweet.
In one big bed, like the monkeys. We're all watching the same movie.
It's like this is
that's
a
cool.
movie. This is William. This is my impression of William. This is a fucking movie where you just come home after the club with the boys, you put on Belly, you fucking just lay down on the couch. You're interested. You roofie a couple of them. You just once about 30 minutes in, those roofies hit. Your boys are passed out. You can do whatever you want with your boys.
You guys want to come over and watch Belly this weekend? I got the 4K.
I'll fall for that again.
Not again, but yes, you said 4K.
4K? All right.
Last
It
time
looks
it was
really
3K.
good. It looks better than the theater.
What about
my
that
opinion.
scene where he talks to the little kid? Nas talks to the kid.
From his album or something.
I thought that for a second. I was like, "What are they saying?" This kid's
Why
like
are
an
you putting
Andy
chapstick on like that,
Milonakis
Will?
type.
Come on.
The kid's a loser. He's gonna die in the projects. He's a fucking loser. Nas
Hey,
says
William's
so.
saying
He said
the
it.
child is a loser.
Nas
A lot
said
of
it.
all children are
Sincere
losers.
Sin.
That's true. What have they ever done? That's so cool.
Literally, all children are losers, and they can't win until they learn how to lose. That's what growing up is.
Hmm.
You lose for most of your life, and then sometimes you win.
What about
But
when a
you-
kid get like tests for their yellow belt and stuff, and then they get it? Are they being losers? Or are they
They
earning
test
respect?
for their yellow belt,
Yeah, they're in a karate class, and then they
and they
Time to go-
test for their. Shut the fuck up! You have never been in a karate class. It's called karate. First of all,
all right, okay. Obviously, we've
What
it's clear
about
who the martial artist is on this podcast.
Tatum O'Neal winning Best Supporting Actress for Paper Moon at 10 years old? Is she a loser, Ryan?
what's Paper Moon,
It's a movie.
bro? I don't even believe the moon's real.
For the
So
tank.
does that answer your question?
So
It's
she's
a movie
a loser.
about how the moon is made out of paper.
Yeah, there's no way you could get paper that high up without it
Interest-
blowing away.
Interesting points.
I mean, this is fucking retarded.
Ryan's
about all
bringing up
those
some
kids
interesting
that-
points.
What about all those kids at Uvalde Elementary? Were they losers?
They lost their lives to a to a
It's true.
shooter. Yeah, I
No,
mean,
they're really
technically,
they're
they're
really the ultimate
victims.
losers. If you think about
Yeah,
it.
they were.
the
They
biggest
literally
losers you
lost.
could
They were
be.
losers, and they lost in like the worst way. Like they were victimized. They were stolen from. They were robbed. So yeah,
about-
they're losers.
What about all those great child actors?
Interesting point.
Are they losers?
What name one great childhood actor? And if
Corey
you don't say
Feldman.
Shirley Temple,
Shirley
What?
Temple, is she a loser?
What's going?
yes, same reason
Ryan's
those
getting
school
pissed
shooting
talking about
victims
Shirley
are.
Temple again.
She's the greatest loser. She was just pumped full of cocaine by adults. She was misled. She lost her whole life.
Okay, so every child is a loser. We gotta
Loser isn't
Especially the
like
ones that
you're a
have been
dork.
lost in
She
school
wasn't
shootings.
She wasn't a. Yeah, those are losers. They
or
weren't
their
dorks.
Academy Award.
What about
winners.
Joe
Those are the
Biden?
highest.
Why is loser like a negative thing like that? Like they lost they lost a lot. They're losers.
Is Joe Biden a winner?
They're not dorks. They're not
As an old
dweebs.
man who's president, is he a winner?
No,
I like
he's
the
a
kids
dweeb.
who
Joe
win their
Biden's a
lives.
dweeb. Joe
I don't know what
Biden's
it
a
is.
dork, man. Joe Biden's been saying some dorky shit.
Ryan's on
He's
a new
not
thing
a-
where he's saying everything is dorky, or everybody's a big dork.
Yeah, like loser is a factual, technical thing.
What about
Yeah,
you,
it's
Ryan?
binary.
Are
If you
a
lose
winner?
something, if you binary, thank you. If you lose something,
Are you a winner, Ryan?
no, I'm a dork.
Who's a winner in your world? Who's the winner? Who's the
You.
big winner?
You and
Thank
Adam.
you. Thank you.
Thanks,
Yeah.
buddy.
You got a cool gummo
yeah.
post. You got a big ass poster, and I know that frame and glass behind you. William's got a big gummo thing that's like 6 feet tall, and I know that frame costs a couple $100. Like that, and the glass probably is probably like $400 just to frame that stupid Gummo poster. So yeah, you're like a winner. Adams, God, this one's gonna be tougher.
Yes,
I'm
now
in
a
a shed that's
plastic.
Adam
covered by
is
a tarp
literally in
because
a
it has a
shed
leak.
covered in a tarp, and his shed's leaking
I'm in a shed with 2 cats.
in a
I'll
leak.
get out one day.
2 cats in a leak.
Don't call me that, bro.
Adam's a winner because I fucking love your wife, and I don't know your kid, and
What?
your kid's probably, like she's great.
No, according to you, my
You're
kid's
a
a
winner.
loser.
Yeah, so far, and I mean he was kind of born into it, so
That's fair.
I mean you are literally in a shed with 2 cats, a bunch of
What
trash
about-
bags, a tarp, and a leak. So,
What about that
but I'm
scene?
about
Where,
to be homeless. I'm
Partridge
about to
in a
be
pear tree.
pear tree.
what about
I'm
that
about
scene
to
where
be
Method
homeless, though,
Man
so
is
I
at the
don't know.
strip club and then they put like drugs in his drink
Oh yeah,
and
what
he
was
starts
that drug?
hallucinating. So it's a truth serum
is
and it
this?
makes him speak the
Wonderwall
truth.
and shit?
LSD.
And he says like, "Yeah, I'm supposed to kill you."
Yeah,
And
that's LSD, right?
And Big Head runs away, and then Method Man starts shooting up the club, and they put 2 little guns on the camera on the lens, so it's like you see the guns from.
Yeah, that shot is awesome.
And
That was pretty cool. Yeah.
And then he gets shot, and he runs out. He like falls out the front glass window or whatever. It gets in a car, and the car is driven by Ghostface Killer, who's smiling. If you look-
Oh, wow, okay.
if
I
you
was
look,
wondering who the
he's
fuck
just like
that was.
laughing and smiling, driving away.
He's having a good time shooting his movie.
Well, he does a real driving stunt. He like reverses.
Yeah,
and, like,
totally. That's cool.
Yeah, I thought that was a but I was like, this
And the
person,
method-
this is what I'm saying. Everybody looks familiar in this movie, but there's a lot of bald black dudes.
So the Method Man gets pissed, and then he like
We're not going to talk about it because you guys are both losing your hair.
wants his
Yeah, it's kind of rude.
revenge.
Fuck off.
What else is there to
It's not
talk
rude.
about? We already talked. Like, yeah, there's a lot of bald guys.
Yeah, let's talk
What do you
about
want
it.
to say about it? What do
Yeah.
you want to say?
And then the one guy with hair had an obnoxious ass fucking perm. There's an agenda here against haired people.
Well,
Arid.
there's a lot of Godfather
Arid.
style lighting in this movie where they're silhouetted and you just hear their voice and you don't know who's talking. I feel like people don't really bring up how influenced by the Godfather this movie is.
Well, I
knew
kept
who
saying
was talking.
Goodfellas in the group text. I kept saying this is Black Goodfellas, but Godfather's way better. Yeah,
Goodfellas also.
I've never seen Godfather though.
Tommy DMX. Joe Pesci plays Tommy in Goodfellas.
Yeah, this is just a
Same
rip.
name.
Like, yeah, it's just
He's the
Na- they-
hothead.
It's a name ripoff.
no,
couldn't
it's
come up with
just
their own
like
name?
a story ripoff.
If
Ran
you
out
ask
of
me,
names.
Nas should have died at the end.
Yeah,
Or the
because that would be like
beginning.
that would have like a poetry because he's trying to leave and stuff. Like
And then
But-
DMX it puts down the gun and is like, "Yeah, I don't want to kill anymore. My best friend died." Even
I've
though
seen a lot of-
I've murdered dozens of people.
a lot of like the
That's good. You should write a movie.
black audience movies I've seen has a level of like moralizing and stuff that a lot of other movies don't. And it's like I kind of get it because it's like they have a lot of struggling with a lot. They got a lot
What are
going
you talking
on.
about? The Joker exists. That is the most white
That's what he's
movie.
saying. He's saying white movies are more nihilistic than black movies.
No, but we're
I think they feel
moralizing.
like-
We're sympathizing with the Joker.
It's like they're trying to. What are you
Yeah,
talking
that's what
about?
he's
I
saying.
don't know how to respond to this Joker stuff. Well, I'm trying to finish
This
my
is
point.
just sorry.
The Joker is a
That's okay.
completely nihilistic white character,
Whoa,
and it's
Wendy.
rare to
That's what
see
I'm
a very
saying.
a
Yeah.
very nihilistic black movie because he's saying Belly isn't nihilistic. In the
It's like
end.
reality is too hard or bleak for the audience, for a black audience, which this movie is made for.
Yeah, they're
but-
too weak, right? Emotionally weak. Jesus Christ. Adam, you're
That's
so
what
weak and
that's what
racist.
I was bringing up. That's what I'm saying.
Dilbert, bro.
So-
Why was I
Dilbert.
getting
You're
attacked
getting
for
in Dilbert
attacking him?
territory, and I don't like it.
Adam, you look like you're in a scene from Belly with the blue lighting and the
Yeah.
blue trash bag. That looks
Pretty cool.
sick. Screenshot that.
Yeah.
So the best, the one that's why I like
I
Menace
get
to
that,
Society. Menace to Society is the most nihilistic gangster movie of the 90s.
Or just has the balls to not try to moralize at the end for for like, it's like, of course, like people know, intelligent adult audiences can kind of figure this stuff out on their own, but
Well, here's the thing.
they want to see hope and stuff. I understand.
Belly, these are horrible murderers. They're just killing people at the beginning of the nightclub. They're terrible people. And the fact that they face no consequences and at the end, DMX can just like give up crime. I mean, this is
there's
an
no
absurd
consequence.
cartoon. And it's also, in some ways, it's kind of disrespectful to the actual stories of the street. The stories of the street, the rapper poetry, the stuff I know in my culture personally, the tales of the young black man
Yes.
growing up in the inner city. As
William
my
is really
family
tapped in.
as my family gentrified San Francisco, we took houses away from these people.
So you saw it firsthand.
I saw it firsthand, and I got
You were just the one holding the camera.
anthropological.
Nobody understands poor black people like rich white people.
True.
I say
We got to listen to them as we
rich white
kick them
people
out.
love,
As we evict them,
love
we have
black
to
people,
listen
poor
to
black
them.
people.
Hear all the
Oh,
excuses.
and then you were like, "Come on, get out!" But then you started listening. Actually, after you were
I would
like,
listen.
"Okay,
I'd be
let's
like,
wrap it up."
I'm a liberal. I live in San Francisco, but each house is more valuable than gold. This is the most valuable property in America.
You need to change your idea of value.
That's the story of San Francisco. It's liberals.
Real riches are in here, in the heart and the mind.
No.
You
Don't
give
go
them a self-help
inward.
book.
This is
Do not
California.
go
really.
inward. There's two inwards you can't do: the inward and going inward.
Oh,
Don't do
okay.
that. Yeah, just be nice to everybody else, and then die slowly on the inside. Can I borrow $20?
It's a good lesson. Good message. Good moral.
Will Dilbert now say the N-word now that the shackles have been taken off him?
I don't understand this Dilbert thing, but I've seen it in all my TikToks.
Dilbert's racist. That's all you need to know. Okay.
The character.
Dilbert still exists.
But the boss, ironically, very chill. The boss
Who's
character in
reading
Dilbert.
funnies?
I read the funnies every morning. Those are my stories. That's my
Adam,
get-
you're
that's
in
me
a
getting the
shed with a
news.
bunch of trash bags and a tarp.
Adam,
and a
that's a
leak.
flex.
Like,
That's a flex.
Sorry to flex that I read the news.
It's a hard flex.
Yes, I read the newspaper.
whenever I have
The
any
fu-
spare time, I get
read
drunk or
Garfield.
high. That's what I do with my spare time, and
That's
I
cool.
got exclusively spare.
Damn,
spare
I wish I had.
time.
I wish I had spare time to do that.
You shouldn't have had a kid, you dummy.
I know.
See, that's a dork move.
Huge
Having a
mistake.
kid is a dork.
My
That's a
wife
dork
is a dork.
move. No,
She tricked me with her dork.
said he was a
actually,
winner.
your wife is a dork.
Yeah,
said he was
I
a-
thought my kid was a winner.
Not yet.
Oh, he's got to prove
He was
it.
a
yeah.
kid. Kids.
You're a participation ribbon parent. You won't even watch Bambi with him.
You got me there,
You're nerfing your kid, bro.
dude. I'm laser tagging my kid, not nerfing.
You're coming all over your.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't
Not after-
say that.
I didn't know that. That's what the code. What
That's
code
what-
was.
Don't
We
say
just
that.
talked about it for
That's
an
code
hour.
now.
That's what it sounded like.
That's not a part of the.
Like, bro,
That's
you
just a
don't
tip
fucking
for
talk about
laser
my
tag. It's
kid.
not-
My kid's covered in cum. You don't talk about my kid, okay? My kid's got cum on him. Okay, my kid's got. I keep my kid well. He's cummed.
Tears streaming down my face, trying to get you to listen. to
Cum
understand.
ever-
streaming out
Adam-
your ears.
When you look at your kid, do you ever just go like, "Man, that's half my cum"? Like, isn't that weird?
That's
No, it's
not
all my
half a.
cum, dude.
No, it's one whole cum, but it's like 1 out of a billion.
But it's half
Yeah,
the
it's like
egg,
a-
half the cum.
It's my.
so-
I have one sperm that kept growing.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. It
Grew
divided
Into a
It
brain.
divided.
legs, arms.
No, it started with the brain. Yeah.
walking. He's talking now. I'm
That's
really
all we
proud of
are
this.
is cum.
I'm very proud of my sperm. He's
We're
doing
literally
great.
sperm, dude. Look at what a human body is. Your brain is the head of the sperm,
Yes.
Yeah.
and then everything is just kind of lurked around it.
Your vestigial tail. That's your sperm's tail.
What's a
just monkey-
vestigial mean?
We're monkey cum.
That's the
really, when
tail
you think
that you
about it.
have at the bottom of your thing. That most
What's
people just have a
vestigial
tailbone.
mean?
Oh shit! You got me there.
He
dude.
doesn't know. He's a Pedro Pascal.
No,
Pablo
you look
Pascal
like Pedro
loser.
Pascal, which I think is a cool thing, dude. You got a cool mustache going on.
I don't know
Last
what
of Us.
vestigial means. I'm a loser.
Just
Why'd you
say
say
that
it?
now.
I don't read. I need to read that book. That
They don't
Nas
talk
is
about that
reading.
in Dilbert, The Far Side, your funny comics.
You obviously don't read Dilbert because the
I
last
just-
thing has vestigial in the third panel.
Adam seems like he likes Calvin and Hobbes a lot.
I like Calvin and Hobbes. Yeah,
I like the
Yeah.
stickers on back of trucks.
I was a Far Side. I enjoyed the Far Side the most probably.
Oh my god!
We
And
all
you
know
like Seinfeld.
We
And
all
you
know
like
Garfield
Simpsons.
is the real deal. You know, that's the funniest. Got the most attitude, the most flash.
Yeah, you loved his attitude. That's what you were attracted to.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I
the
hate
flip on
Mondays.
it. The flip on it, where what's his name is like going through a crazy manic depression.
Garfield without Garfield.
The dad,
Talking about-
or who the owner is, of
John
Garfield.
Arbuckle. The Adam. Although Adam is kind of like the OG.
No, Adam's always
I am
the
not
dog.
the John Arbuckle.
Look at his
The
cat
John
is
Arbuckle
trying
is
to.
obviously Ryan. Out of
Yes.
our podcast, but
Who's
But you have a
John?
ki-
Who's John Arbuckle? The dad of Garfield.
Yeah.
the owner, of course.
So I'm losing my fucking mind talking to my cat.
There is no cat, Ryan. That's the thing.
I'm looking around. I don't see no
sorry,
cat.
sorry to pop your. Let's see.
You know, that's the same thing I'd tell you.
So what did we learn?
There's no cat. That's what I learned.
From what did Belly teach us about life?
If you leave the shoebox closed, there's no dead cat inside.
Crime
It-
doesn't pay.
Crime pays kind of. It pays a little bit.
Stick
then
to
you could go to
music
Africa.
videos is what I learned.
I mean, a lot of
No.
crime. Go to Africa. Problem solved.
Dude, I wish there was an Africa for white people. That'd be awesome.
That
I'd
probably
love to
is
go there.
Africa.
He was talking
That
about
honestly
Africa
probably
being
is
like our
Africa.
homeland and like going and being like, oh, the trees are green and the
I mean,
sky's
the un-
blue. This is awesome. Everybody's cool and stuff. It's like I want to
Go to Europe.
I want to do that. No, that's
Europe
not the
is
same.
your Africa.
It is
Yeah, that's
Ireland,
white
you-
Africa is Europe. That's where we came
you
from,
Yankee
you dingus.
poofta. Go to
You
Ireland.
poof.
That's white Africa.
What are y'all?
It's Italy for me.
You're mostly Italian?
For me, it's obviously Japan. You know, as a Ronin, as a gamer, a guy like me in
Yeah.
Japan. You know,
Dude, you
that's,
have a girlfriend. You don't even fucking game with me anymore.
William-
You're the opposite. You're a fucking samurai.
I'm a PC gamer.
You
I
got a
don't like to
boss.
play
I
You
on
got
always-
multiple
PlayStation.
bosses.
I always felt like if you were alive in feudal Japan, William, you would have been a good Ronin.
Thank you.
You have what
I'd
it
wreck
takes.
William in battle. I'm aggro now.
Dude, there's only one place you guys can settle this these days. The laser tag
Anywhere.
arena.
Like, come rag arena.
Let's meet there.
Would have been
tomorrow
cool
at
if
noon.
at the end of Belly they all turned into children, and it turned out they were just playing a laser tag, and it was a very
Oh, that'd be cute.
convoluted
That actually would make more sense. Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
storyline. They're like, "Come on, let's all have pizza," and it was like
It was all laser tag dream.
it's just them having fun.
That I
Just
want to
a fa-
cry.
it was like
thinking about
Calvin and
that.
Hobbes when Calvin and Hobbes would like be an adult
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you know yell at
Yeah.
Susie.
I know we talked about this probably before in a podcast, but didn't we meet at Adam's birthday at a laser tag?
I think
William,
might
you
have,
and
yeah.
I feel like you and I met not maybe for the first time because we went to we did your bachelor thing.
We don't talk about that.
I feel like that's where I met William, but I don't
Don't
remember
remember.
which one came first.
That was also at a laser tag place, my bachelor party.
Yeah. Well, I met Adam first when you were selling your furniture in the front yard, and I needed a place to live, and I was there to. I had already agreed to live in the place that you previously had lived in, and you and
Talking to
your
me?
now wife. I'm talking to you, William. And
William's doing a lot of eye rubbing and stuff. I think he's
was
about-
William at the
Oh, no, he's-
birthday? I don't understand what this rag thing bit is doing because we don't even record the video.
It's a little bit of like
William's doing a rag bit where he keeps wiping his mouth, and it makes it me seem like
he's trying to tell you something. What do you think he's trying to tell you, Ryan? As he tweaks his nipples.
nothing new is whatever he's trying to tell me. It's nothing new.
Dude, I'm telling you, just like your roommate, you got to read the signals. Time to make your move.
Adam, didn't you say not bring up the
Oh, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
free game?
With that hot
Pardon me.
story, About that time a
No, I
roommate
can't.
walked in
I'll,
on
never.
Adam.
I'll never have sex with somebody that doesn't know who Nas is.
That's your rule,
I'll teach them.
man. Or if they do know, it doesn't matter who they are.
That's a very mature way to think about things, Ryan. I appreciate
Thanks.
that.
What's maturity?
Got you there.
Ryan.
What's maturity, William?
rating-
What is being mature?
ratings.
Paying rent, paying a bunch of rent in fucking California, and working a job that pays a lot of money, but like it doesn't because you pay just as much in rent, and then you like you should just move to Nebraska, buy a house,
Ratings.
get into the
What's
drug.
everybody's
10 out of
rating?
10.
Ryan's
I
rating
give
is
it-
10 out of 10.
For me, it's 2 stars. I don't like the screenplay.
No, I'm going 1.
Not fair. Really?
I just don't think it's-
Absolutely, I'm going 1.
It's such a cinematic experience, though.
1 less than 5. I'm going 4. You fucking
better
dingus.
movies. It's a cool
What's
looking
What's a
movie.
better? Also, it's such a product of its time and place and all that. Like,
Name another movie with that cast. There's not one. So yeah. Sorry, Adam. It was a product of its time. I was agreeing with you excitedly.
yeah, what's a better version of this movie?
Goodfellas.
Well, yeah,
But that's
obviously.
not really of the
or
time,
Godfather.
and like the style is very different because it's of the
Menace to
styles of its
Society
time
is
and stuff.
better.
Doesn't
Yeah,
have the
I don't
style.
need
It doesn't
all
have the
the-
cinematic
agreed.
style though.
Yeah, it has good acting and good writing.
I think this
Nas,
has
though.
good performances.
Is
Look,
Nas in
I'm
any
just
other
giving my
movies?
opinion. For me, it's 2 stars. You know, I don't like the ending. I'm a big fan of crime films, and when I see like them
Ending hurts
robbing
it for sure.
a nightclub with no consequence, and it's just like scenes from Scarface. It's a lot of movie references. You know, one thing I was thinking about is like a Tarantino movie. This is a remix movie. There's scenes from other movies. He's remixing things. It's a very hip hop oriented movie. It's a beautiful looking movie, but you know, the ending is just so mind boggling lame to me when he gives up crime, DMX, and hugs the preacher guy. I'm
It's
just
fun to
like, I
picture
hate,
you watching
I
that
don't
scene
like it.
and
I
being
don't like it.
Yeah.
I prefer
stupid.
Scarface. You know, I prefer the Mac. I saw a movie at New Beverly afterwards, Paid in Full. I like that movie more.
Oh, that's a good one.
New
What's up
Jack
with this
City,
movie?
I like more. New Jack City is
That's
so much better.
another. Yeah, all of these are better than. Yeah.
Like
But they're not as cinematic.
New Jack City is very cinematic.
It's super. That's exclusively what
Menace
it
to
is, right?
Society is very well directed. It's like all this cinematic stuff does is just make it seem unreal. And it's like that would be cool, but then instead of having like action at the end and like a big payoff, there's just all these like loose strands that resolve in a very boring way. Method Man attacking the house at the end is a very lame scene. The second half
Yeah,
of the
like
movie
the-
just doesn't work in my
It doesn't
opinion.
make sense.
Once
And it
Weebay's
just feels-
arrested,
it's like
Once Weebay's arrested, I just get bored. I like
Fair.
DMX. I think he's a very entertaining guy.
I like
wish,
every one of them.
I wish Hype Williams kept making movies. Now, if Hype Williams was directing someone else's script, that would be an awesome movie. But like this experience, you know, he stopped directing.
It's a shame.
You know, that's what I
I-
liked about Cocaine Bear. I'll make this brief, but I just saw Cocaine Bear yesterday, and Elizabeth Banks. I didn't know she directed that.
She's
And
the
that was
Hype
all
Williams
her.
of
That was of that movie, yeah. And that was her like debut was Cocaine Bear, and it
She's
was
directed
fucking-
other
director
movies.
of a
This-
movie
directed-
is the Hype
Oh,
Williams of
she
that
has.
movie.
She has
Understand?
directed other movies. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I agree
Okay.
with you. I'm talking wrong, but I love that aspect when right away an Elizabeth Banks thing, and I knew she wasn't in the movie as an actor. I was like, oh, this is sick. This is like a passion project, and that's kind of what Belly felt like. Not a passion project. They were
There's a
definitely
lot of passion. There's a lot of passion.
Passion.
yeah, but they were definitely trying to Scorsese the
Really good
situation.
locations.
They
some
wanted
nice
it to be like the
authenticity,
art piece, though.
Some nice. It is an art piece. I think
You
It's more
should have
art
hired
than, like,
actors.
it works more
You
as
should have
like
hired actors then.
art, dude.
or
art,
and a screenwriter and a script writer and a
art house movies don't have good actors a lot of the time. You know?
good ones do.
But I mean, the actors are good in this movie, I think.
What's your
They're
rating,
not
Adam? Give
actors,
your
they're
your
rappers.
rating.
Four.
I was on a 4 as well.
I loved the cinematic experience of watching it, and I loved the extra weirdness. Like all the best parts, the beginning's obviously great, but the rest of the movie, the Jamaica parts are all awesome. Movie really starts cooking in Jamaica, and the Jamaican guy Lennox, is just such a good, unique
He's awesome.
character and performance and stuff, and like it adds like a weirdness to the
I
whole
agree.
thing that I like. But yeah, the end is pretty rough. But
The other thing is, like, I want to have a lot of range when I talk about movies I find good or interesting. It's like I want to have range. I don't want to just be dealing with like, oh yeah, it's it's 4 stars, but it has all these flaws and it's boring and it makes no sense. It's like,
well, that's why it's not 5 stars to me.
Like that's not a lot of
'Cause it's like
range.
a vision that
like a
is
5-star
like-
movie is like, yeah, this is good.
Let's talk
This
about
is
how we
fucking
rate, because
5
we
stars.
done it once. You rate on we all 3 of us rate on different scales out of the
I rate
5
on
on the
recommendation.
Letterboxd.
How badly I think you should see it.
Okay, that's good. So I don't give a shit if you want to watch this movie or not. What I
Right.
enjoyed out of it was
And you
4
gave it
stars because I gave it 4 stars.
10, 1,
I need
and
to
4.
watch it. I did start with 10.
And then you went to 1.
And that's honestly, I give it 10. I give it 10, 1, 4. That's like the kind of movie it is. Like you got to watch it, get high with your friends and watch it. It's kind of pointless as a movie as far as script goes and dialogue. Like there's nothing going on, but it looks fucking cool. And if you like Nas, if you like Method Man, if you like 90s hip hop, watch this movie.
Hell yeah.
So
No,
what
it's
is
true.
what's
so
your way
4.
of rating? But
So
what's your
4.
It's a
4. And my way of rating is, I guess, everything I just said. I don't know. I guess recommendation. I'll watch it, but it's
My
not going to
rating
win
is purely
any
based on
Oscars. Oh my
length.
god! I thought the cat was your wiener. Just the shadow emerged from the bottom of Adam's
Like
Zoom screen.
coming up like Batman. Yeah, like what they
Kinda.
hear. Yeah, my rating's
So-
purely based on length. So this is like a little bit more than 90 minutes. So
So what should we do
that's
next?
a 4 star.
Let's do Underbelly.
Let's do White Belly.
Let's do White
Just kidding.
Underbelly.
Adam, you want to pick some movies you haven't seen?
No, because you say everything I pick is dumb and
The only reason I'm doing this
Just
is
hesitant
because I'm watching movies I haven't seen. So Adam, I would really like if you want, like, you would be joining me. Every movie we watch, I haven't seen pretty much,
What's
and
the one you want to
the
do,
reason
William?
I'm sticking
It's
around here.
obviously just going to be whatever William wants to talk about. So let's just let him do it. Go
Look,
for it.
I tried watching The
I don't
Stupids
care.
the other night, and I'm just like,
I know,
you
I
know
saw
what?
it. By the way, you're fucking like
Watching
talk shit
what?
about it. And then I see you posting stuff about it on Twitter. I'm like,
I'm
this
the
is
one
movie
who
I
told
wanted
you
to
about The
watch.
Stupids. You don't
I-
know anything
I
about
knew
The
about
Stupids.
I knew about
you
The
seen it?
Stupids before. No,
Oh,
I missed it. It's a blind spot in my filmography.
okay. Well, I've
But I've
seen it.
always
And here's the
thought
thing about
about
The
it.
Stupids. All right, there's some great scenes in The Stupids.
Nice.
It's not a good movie.
Oh,
Well, neither
sorry.
was this, but we're doing this, and we just talked for
Yeah,
like
but I
7
knew
hours
Ryan would
about
like this. I knew Ryan would like this movie because it takes place in
Why?
Nebraska and it has
because there's
rappers in
black
it.
people.
Well, frankly, yes.
you know, sometimes I think about like what.
Because I think that's disgusting.
Okay.
If honestly, if I could recap, no, I guess we're
Don't
gonna get
Dilbert,
real. I'm a
Ryan.
little
Don't
drunk.
Dilbert
I'm a
us
little
again.
no. I'm a little drunk. I'm a little high. I'm gonna get honest. If I could recast this movie, not was it Nas, DMX, Method Man, I would go honestly. Are we still recording? So honestly, probably Vanilla Ice.
Okay.
Probably, I would do Slim Shady as the guy with the perm.
Some shitty is Nas. Eminem is
No.
Nas.
Eminem is Nas.
Vanilla
Slim
Ice is
Shady.
DMX.
No. Yes. Vanilla. That's
fair.
exactly where I was going. Slim
This is White
Shady.
Belly. Now we're casting
Slim-
White Belly.
Slim
White Belly.
Shady. Slim Shady is the guy with the perm, with the hair.
Carrot Top
And
as the
then-
banana guy.
And then
Big
Eminem,
Enrique.
though. Eminem.
Jamaican
Marshall
guy
Mathers
is-
plays 2 characters. He plays 2 characters.
Harry
Eminem
Shearer.
Eminem is Nas.
Harry Shearer as the Jamaican guy. He does great
Yeah.
voices on The Simpsons.
good.
You know?
No,
for
Rob
sure.
Hergel. What's the ex-Marine who's the Family Guy voice of Joe? That guy plays that
Patrick
character.
Warburton.
Rob
Putty from
Riggle.
Seinfeld.
Rob Riggle.
Oh,
Rob Riggle, nice.
all right.
He plays that guy.
Cool. White belly.
It's called White Belly. And there's a plot on this one. Because that's all white people do is plot.
But they're playing black people.
More of a
See?
They're all,
scheme than a
they're all in
plot, but yeah.
blackface.
Yes. No, white people plot. Black people scheme. White people plot.
But they have they're in blackface.
Interesting.
They're playing black.
That's why white
characters.
people are
interesting.
super villains. Black people are victims. This is
next movie-
gonna get.
This is too outrageous.
totally right.
These
This
truths
is
are.
outrageous.
We're gonna be dropped like Dilbert. We're gonna be canceled.
I'm not being
We're gonna be
racist. I'm
canceled
being
by all of our
honest.
outlets.
I honestly believe people will agree with me. The right,
Okay.
the right kind of people.
Yeah, I understand that you would believe that.
Adam, what's your opinion?
Sometimes, well, I don't know. I'm just trying to talk about the next movie we should watch so we can end this. Well, I've offered a couple ideas. It's a Polish 3-hour movie you don't want to watch.
The Wedding Singer.
The Stupids.
Let's watch
gotta-
The Wedding Singer.
We gotta
a lot of
we gotta
good movies.
entertain Ryan. Ryan has to be entertained. He's the wildcat.
But
I'm not a wild
you know,
cat.
it's
I
also-
act the same way every single
You're a
goddamn
feral
time.
kitten, Ryan. You're
I
a
like.
feral
I'm
kitten.
Also,
not
you
e-
never know what
you're-
Ryan's going
it's
to be
not
like.
the-
He's just going to be in a bad mood one day and not watch the movie and shit like that. So it doesn't really matter, I think, William. But
I want to
Very
watch.
He
something I
never.
don't-
He
I
always
haven't
watched my
seen.
picks.
that's true.
I watch
It's kind of just a
everybody's picks. I'm not
disrespectful-
watching Cars, Adam. I've seen Cars. I've been to the event. I've been to the event at Universal. Your wife took me to this
Not at
event.
Universal, you motherfucker.
Oh, sorry.
Cars Land
I
at
was
Disney's
trying to
California
be. I was
Adventure.
trying to be discreet because you get weird when we talk about your actual life.
Well, I appreciate that.
You notice how I never said your wife's name?
Thank you.
Should we
That
do
stupid
Hudsucker? Should we
whore.
do
So what should
Hudsucker
we-
Proxy?
I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. His wife's not a stupid whore.
Hudsucker Proxy.
She's not stupid.
Dick sucker proxy.
That's White Belly. We need a white movie after Belly. No.
Yeah, I picked the whitest.
No,
movie
it's
you can
still
think
Black
of.
History Month.
Huds-
You fucking idiot. We got to watch
It's
another
March
black movie.
1st.
Right now?
You know what the whitest movie? Because I was going to say. So what I was going to say.
No.
Like, I think a nice thing about Ryan. Please don't start talking while I'm on a thing right now. Please don't cut me off. Thank you. I think a cool thing about this podcast is we can jump around. We could do genre movies. We could do like art films and stuff like that, and we could have a good time talking about it. Because guess what? It's all about us being pals. So I was thinking, I was like, "Fuck! What are these movies that we would like?" I sometimes I'll think about like a director, like a great director or whatever, and be like, "What would be the best movie for him to, or of this person to be on the podcast or her?" But I was thinking about, I'm trying to challenge that thought and be like, what's a hard director? So it's like, oh, what's what Bergman movie would we watch? And I was thinking, the Bergman movie, the best Bergman movie I think is Persona, and that could be a good movie to talk about. It's also short, and it's very weird. It's got it'd have a lot of fun
Are you
stuff to talk
joking?
about.
What if we take
And that's also-
listener opinions?
that's a pretty white
What if
movie.
listeners?
You think Ryan's
what
gonna
if-
watch Persona?
I'll watch everything.
I don't know. Yeah, you're
Ain't
probably
anything.
right. That's
Come
fine.
on,
Yeah, let's take a
man.
listener poll. Let's let the listeners decide.
I'm
Yeah,
saying
why,
Hudsucker Proxy. That's what we're watching.
Okay.
I don't know
why-
either of
see,
those.
Why do
I'll
you
watch
ask
both
us
of
and make
them.
us go through this thing and you come up with something and it's like,
It's
just
the
tell us
power
what to
he
watch and
wants.
we'll do it.
He
I
likes
guess.
it.
That's
The
how
He
we-
show.
likes having that power, Adam.
It's a-
Like once you learn that, it's fine. Like, how long
Look,
you been
I
friends
know,
with
I know.
William?
20 years, going on 20 years now.
Dude, it took me like 20 minutes
For
to
me?
figure him out.
For me,
we met at Woodstock 99.
I'm still.
He was
Adam's an
shoving my
associate.
head into a porta potty.
On the documentary, it shows you and him. It cuts to DMX doing the thing where everybody's saying the N word, and it cuts to the crowd, and you and William are meeting for the first time, just high fiving, yelling.
We're like, hey,
Just
we're wearing
yelling
the
the
same shirt. You can
N-word.
see us doing this and the
Yes.
the
You're
background.
like we're seeing, yeah. We're seeing the first moment y'all met, yelling
a beautiful
the N-word
moment
at a
within
DMX
a terrible
Woodstock,
event. Yes.
and here we are.
All right. Okay, so Hudsucker Proxy.
Hudsucker Proxy.
I don't know what that means. Just send me the
Yes.
link. Hey, can I get
Yes.
step up
Yes,
1
ma'am.
through 3? You got links on that?
No, I don't. I
Or
haven't
did you
seen
get
this.
links on that?
I haven't seen the Step Up movies.
Not even 1
What?
through 3. All right, get Step Up 1 through 3. We're
Channing
gonna do a
Tatum?
Step Up month. Will you
You gotta
actually
step
send
up,
me?
William.
Will you send me Step Up 1 through 3? Figure that out.
You got to step up and watch the Step Up movies.
I think I know a lot about movies, and I'm reminded that there's just like tons of movies I've never seen, will never watch.
Exactly.
blessings.
So we
Too
gotta
many-
watch it,
too
and
many
then
movies.
It's weird that there's so many movies, but somehow you have more opinions about those movies you haven't seen than there are movies that exist. That's
Interesting. Ryan.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have
you're
you
right.
done one? Have you wrote one? Have you acted in a movie?
Yeah, I've been in a movie.
Which one?
I was in Belly.
Which one?
Who were you in Belly?
I was the guy that
He
got
was
all
the
the
cum
cum.
stain. He was the
Yeah.
cum stain.
I was the
Oh,
cum
cool.
stain.
He was the extra.
You're
There was like
"Hey,
50
hey, look at me."
just a bunch of different
Little
cum
guy.
stains. Like, hey, did you get the ham sandwich for like their extras, but they're just cum stains?
Bunch of white guys
That's a
in like
family.
big cum splat costumes. Yeah, crafty, just being like, oh, "Is this this day gonna be over?" Ever?
It's just
What's the
cum and
deal?"
crackers for craft.
I was messing.
Service.
Okay, I was happy to be
Central
there.
casting.
I did not complain. I did not anything Hype Williams needed me to do. I was willing to do.
Did you ever do central casting? Where you have to like
Yes.
go wait in a line, you would call that fucking number and then go wait in line.
I
Yeah.
tried to do it, I just never matched a thing, and then I gave up.
I showed up in line with my old roommate Cody Hustack, and then I showed up, and it was probably like noon, 11 a.m. And I showed up, and I was like, "This is all right. I'm just gonna leave." And I think I left and went and got drunk.
And then Cody
He did-
Haystack
Really?
went on to
No,
get
he
bumped
didn't- he
up
didn't
to a
get the
day
part.
role.
He didn't get the part. He pretty much quit comedy that year. He still writes. He's got a kid now, a 4-month-old.
You could have been on the People's Choice or the People's
Could have
Court or
been.
whatever the hell.
You could have been a
Coulda
cum
sh-
stain.
Yeah, but I also could have been sober on the People's Choice, but instead I was drunk
People's
having
Choice.
fun down the street on
You
the
could be
People's
drunk and be a
Choice.
background actor.
Everything I do, I'm drunk.
Like
We'll talk about
You
that.
don't
War
need to.
Notes
You don't
or
need to tell
someone?
me that I can
Oh,
do
that-
anything
he's so
drunk.
He's the
Which one?
method.
All
He's
right.
like the method acting of
Just cuts to the People's
background.
Choice crowd. Is that a
Good
crowd?
stuff.
What is People's Choice?
Thanks for
Awards?
listening, everybody.
Oh, you
I
got to
gotta-
leave, William.
I got to.
I don't have to. I have nowhere to go. I'm here.
Oh, I'm
I
talking
gotta
to. I'm
pee and
talking to
work.
William in the shed.
I'm Shed William.
No, I accidentally, Adam. Sorry, I accidentally called you William earlier, and now I'm just like leaning into it.
I have to pee.
You can't
And-
leave.
Well, you're
Yes.
you're
not
in a
over.
shed.
It's so funny. Why
fine.
doesn't he just
Thanks for-
leave?
Are you leaving? Just
Well, we
mute
should-
it. No,
should
mute
end the
it. Go
show like
pee because I
professionals.
gotta pee too. Well, in the show,
I have to
ended
pee
about
also.
40
I'm not
minutes
leaving.
ago.
I'm not.
Let's all
going
go pee.
I'm not
anywhere.
gonna. I'm not gonna leave you. Fuck you guys.
All
Let's
right.
see
No,
who can
let's all
do
go
it.
pee.
No,
No, nobody's peeing.
it's not ending.
Dude, I'll
You
pee right in
understand?
front of you, you fucking idiots. I'll do it. I know you piss in jars, Adam.
That's
I
my
can
that's my
one-up that.
podcast secret.
Oh God, Adam's pissing his pants. I see the stain
Dude,
growing.
I'm about.
No,
I
no,
feel like I'm
you-
about to. Okay, I
Don't
lose-
leave it
I
though.
lose
Let's
the-
hang out. Let's. The
Yeah, where
episode's
you
done.
going? Where you going?
Okay.
No, don't leave though.
Let's hang out.
All right, now that he's gone. Yeah, Belly was pretty good. It had a pretty good story structure.